So this is the unboxing of the fairing. Pretty happy when I received it. Got it very quickly within over a weekend. I think I ordered it on a Friday, got it on a Monday. So that was pretty exciting. The fairing is listed for a little over $837. I submitted a bid for $780. So with tax and everything, because I live in California, it was right under $850, which was pretty awesome and amazing. It was packaged very nicely. Had a lot of decent hardware. Used about half of it. Wanted to use a different hardware for it. So it is made really nicely. Finish on it is really good on the bracket that comes for it. Use the hardware that came with that bracket. You'll see that here in just a second. Everything else that came with it, pretty standard bottom bracket for the fairing that you see there. This I didn't use at all. You'll see in a little while. I wanted just to use my stock headlight. Didn't really want to upgrade it. I didn't feel a need for it to do so. Everything else, once again, standard windscreen. When I first opened it up, I was a little kind of distraught in the sense of I thought it was a little small, but when you see it on the bike, it's really cool. Here I did a quick comparison to the T-Sport fairing that I had on my bike. Just wanted to show what the difference looks like. The windscreen is on there, but just showing you the differences. But yeah. Here's the bike with the T-Sport fairing off of it. Here is the side panel of the bracket. Show you where it's going to have a line. It's got a nice little window there for your VIN number, which is kind of cool. Here it is loosely installed. Just got the 3 bolts on there. One that you see on top of the frame there, and then the other 2 that hold the bracket to the nose of the fairing. So you can see it there. It just kind of goes through there. Also the spacer that's there as well. And once again, you can see the 2 that are installed there. Just to put it on there very loosely. About to tighten it up here. All right, here it is. Tighten these 2 bolts. Did a little bit of everything. What it means to tighten this, and then tighten those other ones like I mentioned. And I like how you know where it fits, because it can actually see your VIN number in here. And then wasn't sure what other people do, because I wasn't sure about where this fits, but it looks like it fits good. Looks pretty solid. Hitting it in. I'm gonna try to put the fairing on right now. This is what it looks like loosely installed. Looking good so far. It does hit my forks just slightly on either side. I am gonna have to kind of cut this. Nothing too crazy. Show you another part where I'm gonna have to cut here in just a second. On the top of the bike, on the top of the bracket here, it is slightly hitting, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of cutting here. Not sure if it is on everyone's bike, but just kind of showing another point where I have to cut. So I built this little rack so I can hold it up while I paint it, wipe it down. See my little tool bench there with all my stuff. But this is basically what I'm doing to get it all ready. Just sanded it down with 400 grit sandpaper. There's definitely, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's definitely some divots and things like that that are here. So I will be filling that in with some fillable sand, primer, and then going from there. So just use the 2-1 primer, basically the whole thing. Primed it all up the best I could. Have a few runs. One run, I think maybe just right here on the bottom. But overall, looking primered, I guess? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, so this is after I have put some Bondo on there, as you can see by some little red spots. I filled in and sanded down. I think I went a little overboard with it, but sanded down pretty smooth and easy. I've seen a few videos on how to kind of do this. So as you can see, it's nice and prepped. Some of the paint is still leaking behind it, but yeah. So Gonna spray primer on it now. All right, after the second coat of primer, it's a little stripey. Nothing too crazy. A few blemishes here and there, but I'm just gonna live with them. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. A few little blemishes here, but I'm hoping the paint in general will kind of adjust that. We'll see. All right, first coat. Just put it on barely. That's why you see the streaks. Looking good so far. Trying to paint the inside too so it matches. Looking okay, looking okay. Coming together. This is a few coats of paint in. Looking really good. A lot of the streaks did go away. I know those tiger stripes are not always good to have. I should have done a little bit better prep work for the primer, but the sparkles look good. Paint's starting to look good. Clear coat is coming up next. Relocated to the backyard, wanted a little better coverage to do the clear coat. I bought 2 clear coat cans. This is the first can that I did. Used the whole can. Does look pretty good for my first coat. A little bit of runs here and there, but I'll try to send those out. It is pretty glossy. You can see me right there recording. Looking real good so far. Still have to hit a few more spots. Once again, gloss is looking good. It is an automotive gloss that I got from Amazon that I've seen a whole bunch of people use. I liked it on the rest of my bikes, so that's why I use it on here. So kind of showing you guys where the spots I still need to hit, but excited and looking good. So last part of the puzzle is knowing how to mount my headlamp. I'm not going to go with a different headlamp. I'm just going to use my stock one. I had my buddy make this. It is a stock Harley mount. Get these on Amazon, whatever, eBay for like 12 bucks. He had this little piece of metal left over, welded it up, and I'm going to show you what it will look like on the fairing. Doing a little bit of extra prep on the fairing here. What I think I'm going to do is get some of these rubber grommets and then put them here, just like that, so it gives a little bit of cushion in between. Just another thought. Same thing with these rubber bushings. And then I'm going to use this bracket, this L bracket here, to connect this on for my turn signal. So hopefully that looks pretty good there. I'll show you what that looks like here in just a little bit. So this is what it looks like all together. Did some of the rewiring that I had to do. You can see for the fog light that I have. This is what the bracket looks like. Just a bolt right on top here. Threaded that through. Kind of see it there just a little bit. Put a lock nut on there. Locked it down some Loctite. Doesn't look super pretty, but it is going to get the job done. So that's always good. So here I am installing the fairing. Just taking my time. Once again, everything's cut, everything's prepped. Paint's been dried for a while. Just lining everything up, getting the bolts in here in just a second. I used Allen bolts. Just thought it looked nicer and better. Getting the new headlamp bracket installed there and everything, which you'll see here in just a second. Here is what the headlamp looks like installed. My buddy made that bracket like I showed you guys. Just installed it really quickly with the bolts that I got, but installed really nicely. Here is what it looks like all installed. You can see my little brackets that I put on there. Got those from eBay. I can put a link if necessary. Looking good. I like the look. Once again, you can't see the bracket that I built, hence why I didn't really care too much of what it looked like under there. Everything else was pretty straightforward. You can see I used Allen head bolts instead. Used my stock 5-inch headlight LED technically. Have it all installed here, looking good. Just need to square away some of these here, and yeah. I do have another windscreen that I'm going to put on the bike. This one does fit very, very nicely. A little bit of finessing, and just love the way it looks on the bike. Makes it look a lot meaner, a lot more aggressive. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks and have a good one.